Hello everyone, it's Sammy and Belinda again with B&S Farms, fooling with our honeybees today. So today what we want to do, so these are 3 brand new hives we have here. There's one to the right, you can't see it in the camera. So we're going to take the top boxes off. The only reason the top box is on right now, you'll see in a minute, is the candy that came with the packages that I bought. There was still candy left in the can, and I wanted to give the bees the benefit of the candy, and we couldn't do that without leaving the top box on. So we're going to take the top box off. When you're starting your hives out, you start with 1 box, and it says bees fill up all the frames. You got 10 frames in each one of these boxes, and I'll show you something in a minute. As the bees fill up those frames, then you'll add another box with 10 more frames, and you'll have those fill up with bees. The bees will build out the wax, build out their foundation, fill it up with honeycomb and with brood comb. Brood comb is what they make the baby bees in. And then after the two bottom boxes are full, you'll start putting boxes on top, and the bees will start making honey in that, and that's what we're going to harvest. It'll probably be next year before I get to harvest any honey. I'm just now starting out. But today we're going to show you about, we're going to remove the top box. We're going to remove the queen queen cage from out of there. And we also are going to remove the queen excluder from the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and get started on this, and I'll explain as I'm going what we're doing here. So first thing we want to do is get all our safety gear on. I'm going to, Belinda's got her full suit on. I'm just using my typical denim shirt, denim pants, leather gloves taped up so that the bees can't get in them. And I'm going to start by taking this lid off, set it to the side. This is a little vent cover under the lid. I'm going to use hand me the bee brush please. I'm going to take this bee brush and I'm going to brush these few little bees off right in front of the hive so they'll go right back in. Now, I'm going to take this queen cage out of here, and the bees are still hanging around the queen cage because she was in there. She's gone now. She got released sometime between yesterday and the day before yesterday. Let me let y'all get a good look at this queen cage. This is a queen cage, okay? Whenever you buy a package of bees, the person you buying them from, lady, could be a lady, will put the queen inside that hole, and there's a cap that goes over that, and she will stay, the queen will stay in this cage. I take a toothpick and I hang it across 2 frames. This is a frame right here. We're going to remove this box, but these are frames. There's 10 inside of each one of these boxes. So what we do is that on that bottom box, I had the queen cage hanging between 2 frames, just like that, but on the bottom box, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and remove this box, and you'll be able to see also how I had this in the bottom, on that bottom box down there. I had that queen cage. Actually, since I have this off here, I can show you exactly where it was at. I had it hanging right there. Well, they released her. She's out. So we no longer need this. There's a cap, and I got one of these other ones. There's a cap that goes on here. It was capped off. So whenever I set this in here, I took the cap off, and this was filled with candy. The worker bees eat the candy out and release the queen. The reason why you do this is because oftentimes this is a new queen with a new hive of bees. Well, those worker bees don't necessarily like that queen at the beginning. They will kill that queen. So we put her in this queen cage for those bees to get used to her. While they're getting used to her, they're eating the candy to release her from this queen cage at the same time. Got a little hole in there, and I'm trying to get the camera to look at her. They'll eat the candy out that hole, and then after several days, they've gotten used to her. They'll eat her out, and when she's released, hopefully she's safe. So now what I'm going to do is this candy can, this is why we had the top box on here. Here is, I was looking for this a second ago. This is the cap. This is how the guy I bought my packages from, this is how he had it capped. This was the cap that came on the queen cage. He had that stuck into the side of the package like that. She was hanging inside the package with the bees. And I took it out, uncapped it, hung it between the frames, and let the bees release her after about 3 days. Now, we are going to, we no longer need this can. They've eaten all the candy. This is what on the bee package, and I'll show you this in another video later. I'm sorry I haven't already. On the bee package, the little package is it's a little wooden box, about that big. It's a wooden frame, and he's got net around it. And he's got a hole cut in the top of that bee package. There's 2 holes in the bottom of this can. And what that does is slowly release, this is liquid candy in here. It slowly releases that liquid candy out here, and that's what those bees eat in the package before I put them in this hive. But we're done with this. I'm going to take these bees here and sweep them off. You can do it this way, and actually I don't even like that way. I'm just going to knock them off right here in front of this hive, and they're going to go in that hive tonight, and they're good. Tomorrow, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, but whenever I fill up these 2 bottom, or this bottom box, these 10 frames, when I fill these 10 frames up with brood comb and honeycomb, and when these bees fill them up, I'm going to put this box right back on top, but I'm going to have all of those frames in there. I'm going to sweep these off in here. I'm trying to get them to go in there, but they're not going to go in there like that. They're going to fly all around this hive, but tonight they'll go back in this hive because their queen is in here. They know the pheromones of this particular queen, and they're going to go back in this hive. I'm just trying to keep most of them nearby. I could also just leave the box out here in front of this hive, and they would go back in tomorrow or whatnot. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid back on here. I'm going to try not to damage any more bees. It's hard to do this without hurting bees and killing them, but it happens. It's almost impossible not to. I got one there. And I'm going to put the main lid on. Now the next thing we're going to do, I got a queen excluder at the bottom of here so that when that queen got released out of that cage, I didn't want her to just fly off, because if she flies off, that pretty much ends my hive, unless they will make another one, but I want that queen to survive here. So I got a queen excluder under this box, and I'm fixing to lift the box, and Belinda here is going to remove that queen excluder, and I'll show that to you all in a minute. And because she should be in there laying eggs, working, and doing her thing, so she should be happy now, so I'm not too worried about her leaving. So I'm going to lift up this hive straight up. Belinda's going to take this queen excluder out, and I'm going to set the hive right back down. All right. I know I just got a bunch of bees, but there's really nothing I can do about it. And here is what we call a queen excluder. What this does is, these worker bees are small enough to go between these wires. That queen is about 50%, if not larger, than these bees. She can't fit, she should not, unless she's a little bitty queen, she should not be able to fit through here. So, but she's been in there long enough. I feel comfortable. I'm hoping I'm right that she's still in there. She's going to stay in there. And I'm going to shake these bees off. Same as I did with the frames. Try to not disturb them too much, but I want to get them off of here. This is going back to the house with me. Actually, somebody loaned this. Miss Jennifer Brown loaned this to me. And so that's what we did with this hive. And I'm going to do the same thing with the 2 hives to the right. but we're not going to show all that in the video. I hope this was interesting to you. I hope it helps you if you start your own bees. And I hope you like my videos. If you do, please like and subscribe. And spread the word for me, please, if you don't mind.